It's some cold in this house. It's some cold in this house. It's some cold in this house. That's why we wear comfies.
Mine's a Snuggie.
Oh, sorry, you're fancy.
Well,
Mine's the knockoff Walmart version. Hey, boo.
Hey.
How you doing?
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm listening to your cat over there on the floor playing with my tape.
He's trying to... Oh, he just put it in his mouth.
Okay, that tape was supposed to hold cords down for the studio. It was not supposed to be a play toy for your cat.
Well, technically, he's your cat.
Okay, just because you got me him does not mean he's my cat. Yes, you got me a cat and said, this is yours. But then you took him over, so.
I didn't do anything. He did his own thing.
That's so sad.
It's because I feed him.
I've been getting belly rubs recently. I'm pretty happy. Do not mess with my curtain. I see you over there.
He's like, I'm not doing anything, Dad.
All right. All right, well, it is Cinco, so happy Cinco, boo.
Happy Cinco.
Woo.
And happy early Mother's Day because this Sunday is Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. Happy Mother's Day. We are going to be just drinking Dos Equis Amber because that's our go-to Mexican beer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to crack these. Do you have a word of the week?
Yeah.
What's our word? Boo is yawning a
Sorry.
lot because she just took a nap. It is 10:30. It's after 10:30 at night. 10:48. I just got home from work.
And I'm old.
And she was in bed napping after the dog, and Bernard came to see me at work, which was very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it was really cute. Okay. So cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Okay. Since we are doing The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, the word of the week is novella.
I was wondering when that word would come up, so cool.
So it is a work of fiction that is larger or longer than a short story, but shorter than a full-length novel. Typically ranges from 20,000 to 50,000 words, focused on a single plot. And The Assassin's Blade is a collection of novellas. So there's 5 novellas in here.
So when you were telling me, it was like the first book that we read or the book before the first one that we read, you were telling me about it and how people either read the novellas first. Is that the only book that has novellas in it?
Yes.
Okay, so I was really confused in the very beginning because I'll show you why. They were all stacked.
Yes.
So we even talked about it last ep about how those are thicker. These are like hardbacks. These are not. So every time you pointed saying the novellas, I thought it was like 3 or 4 books of small stories.
Oh.
Is he messing with the carpet?
I don't see him.
Okay, good. Maybe he's in the in the closet doing it. But I thought it was a couple books of that. So there's only one book of novellas.
Yes.
Novellas.
Yes.
Novellas? Novellas.
Novellas.
Novellas. How do you spell it?
Novella.
Novellas. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good. I see it right there in novellas. Good word of the week. What else you got for that? Is there anything else? I cut you off. So
No.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I was really confused, and I'm glad that there's only one book of those. So.
Well, did you enjoy the short story? Well, I mean, the novellas. Did you enjoy the little stories in it? Like overall? Because there's some in there that I'm like, I could skip it, but information in it is key to the whole series.
Yeah, which I could see, which I could appreciate for what it is. It's still not my cup of tea. So I was not like, woo, short stories. I could see why people that are really into the series would be into it because it gave a lot of background.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's more background throughout the rest of the series. We've only done 3 books. There's 5 more, right? There's 8.
Yes.
So I see his little head popping up through there. So I'm not sure if if it goes back in more detail about the past, but that gave a lot of answers, I guess, to things that popped up in the first 2 that we read.
Yeah, like the other books don't really go into the past like the novellas do. He's a goober.
Sorry.
But in the next book in the series that we're going to read, which is Heir of Fire, there is a part where we know what happens the night her parents died.
Mm.
So you get that part of the story. And it's basically, it brings it all together. It's
Nice.
Yeah. It's really good.
Hair on Fire.
Air.
Air on Fire.
Yay. Not hair.
No, it's Air of Fire. Sorry. JK. Okay, keep going.
Cool. So the Assassin's Blade, it's still not my favorite of the series. Please don't hate me, people. What? There are 8 books.
Do you like any of these? Because each one you're like, well, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite.
My favorite is Queen of Shadows.
So you only have one favorite out of 8.
Well, there's an order. So Queen of Shadows is my favorite. Then Kingdom of Ash. Then I like Empire of Storms, Heir of Fire, Tower of Dawn. Then it's Crown of Midnight. Then Assassin's Blade. And Throne of Glass is my least favorite.
So you like one of these books, and you got to read all 8 of them?
I like all of them. But I have an order, my preference.
Mm.
Yeah, cool.
Onward.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say now. Bernard.
Lo siento.
He's having fun exploring over there. But, I remember. The novellas. These novellas start the whole, I don't know if you remember, but when we were recording Throne of Glass, I said the reason this series is my favorite series is because it's all basically a big thing of small acts of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you recognize any of those in here? Like, did you notice how many acts of kindness she had, Selena?
No.
So, and the first one, the assassin and the pirate lord, she freed over 200 slaves.
Mm.
That was a big act of kindness, but then, excuse our cat, then in the assassin and the healer, she teaches Irene, I'm probably saying her name wrong, it's probably Irene, but Irene taught her how to defend herself, and then she left her that pouch of money so she can go be a healer because the world needs more healers. Then she waited 1 minute to shoot an arrow at Ansel. She said she was going to shoot an arrow in 20 minutes, but she waited 1 extra minute or else she would be dead. Then she loved Sam. I mean, it's not a small act of kindness, but it's there.
Neat.
Shall we go novella by novella?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay, I may jump around a bit because so much of it interconnects, so be patient with me.
I'm just going to sit Indian style in my seat, cover up in my comfy, and
In my snuggie.
I got my Dos Equis. I'm ready to go.
It's so big.
Oh, I can't cover it up. Oh, wait. I'm sitting on it.
See how big it is? It's just like... And I have a cat pocket in mine. See?
I have a big pocket, but it's not a cat pocket.
It is special.
Have you put Bernard in there yet?
Mm-hmm. You were there.
I was asking so that way the people know.
Yes.
You got to tell the people.
Yes. We have put Bernard in it. And we put Gus in it. He was like, this is weird. Back in the day.
R.I.P. Gus.
I know. Okay, so.
He was on the OG Eps.
I know. My buddy. Okay. Can't talk about that. Okay. So, the assassin and the pirate lord. It starts out where they're in a meeting and they find out Arabin's second is, oh, you finally got to meet Arabin in these, by the way. It starts off with they're in a meeting talking about Arabin's second being killed. His name was Ben. Remember that? And then she was...
Yes.
Cool. And then, so no one would go retrieve his body, so Selena did, right? And then the next chapter, it says, 2 months, 3 days, and about 8 hours later. Page 9. Sam and Selena are in Skulls Bay, meeting with Captain Rolfe. So, that will not mean anything to you right at this moment. But 2 months, 3 days, and about 8 hours later, there is a time frame mentioned later in this series with almost that exact same time. And the reason it sticks out is because, let's see, later on in the Assassin and the Pirate Lord, she goes to
Pirate Lord.
She goes to find Sam after he basically blew up the watchtower to get the chain down. And she also thinks he's dead. And Sam, once he appears, he is the first person she hugs. And she specifically states that the last time someone had held her was Ben. And that was on page 72. Like, hugged. I know he's not a touchy-feely guy. He doesn't like hugs. No.
Oh, that must be the dog. Sorry, I just started smelling something. That's why my face went that way, not because the hug. It was at the just perfect timing. I was like,
I mean, her head's over here and her butt's over there. So.
Her butt is pointing right.
She's an old lady. Don't point out her farts.
I'm sorry. I thought it was yours.
Thanks. Girls don't fart.
Okay. Okay.
Poor Marley.
So she hugged Ben.
Yeah, the last person to really hold her, and she said held her, so in a way hug, was Ben. He was her comfort. And then she was the last person to go get his body. And then later on, I know I'm already skipping ahead when I said, let's go novella by novella. Later on, the last time she hugs Sam is when he's laying on that table in The Assassin and the Empire.
Mm.
And just try to remember that connection, that time was connected to Ben and to Sam. And both of those men ended up dead.
Mm.
It's okay. Now let's go back to the first novella.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, one thing we didn't really talk about last episode in Crown of Midnight was the ending of Crown of Midnight. Do you remember the ending?
Can you refresh my memory?
Yeah, I can. He's being an adventure kitty right now. She whispered to Kale on the docks this date, and he realized that was the date that her parents died. And then he remembered her saying, my great-grandmother was Faye, and he's looking at the books that Dorian left in her room. And he turned back to the Chronicle lying open and turned to the next day. Aelin Galathenius, heir to the throne of Terrasen, died today or sometime in the night. Before help could reach her deceased parents' estate, the assassin who had missed her the night before returned. Her body has still not been found, though some believe it was thrown into the river behind her parents' house. She once had said that Arabin had found her half dead and frozen on a riverbank. He was just jumping to conclusions. Maybe she merely wanted him to know that she still cared about Terrason, or there was a poem scribbled at the top of the Ashriver family tree, as though some student had dashed it down as a reminder while studying. Ashriver eyes, the fairest eyes from legends old, of brightest blue ringed with gold. Bright blue eyes ringed with gold. A strangled cry came out of him. How many times had he looked into those eyes? How many times had he seen her avert her gaze, that one bit of proof that she couldn't hide from the king? Selena Sidothian wasn't in league with Aelin Ashriver Galathynius. Selena Sidothian was Aelin Ashriver Galathynius, heir to the throne and rightful queen of Terrason. Remember that now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what'd you think about that, by the way? Her being the actual Aelin Galathynius.
That was pretty cool.
Cool. But you get little snippets of things as you're going through these novellas when you're like, oh, that's why she hid her eyes from the king, and the only time she looked at the king was in the last novella. And then Arabin asking about her past and if she had told Sam. So, I don't know. It's cool. Okay, back to the assassin and the pirate lord. What did you think of the overall story? Like, of Captain Rolfe, the slave trade, her and Sam freeing the slaves after a plan of getting everyone drunk and distracted and brawl, disabling all the rudders.
I think the story was good because they had characters that were doing things throughout the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
So story good in book words, and they did things that progressed the story. So story was good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, the story was really good. There were people in it and they did things.
Well, one thing that stuck out to me was on page 38, she had seen the slaves in the warehouse when she was looking them over with Captain Rolfe, and she had thought that death is quick while slavery is suffering. And that little line was like a little nugget of foreshadowing for me for her going into Endovir. We already knew because we read this third that she went to Endovir. So it's funny to see little snippets like that pop up. And it aligns with everything we've seen, like in third class when she was coming into Rifthold. She saw the slaves on the Avery bank and she averted her gaze when they were being whipped. Then that also includes probably from her experience in Endovir, but we see little things throughout what we've read so far where she's totally against the slave trade, and she really thinks that is suffering and it is better to be dead than to be a slave. So, what was your favorite part about the assassin and the pirate lord?
Was that the book?
That's
what?
the first novella. So when they were rescuing the slaves.
I liked when they rescued them.
I really thought it was cool that Dia, the slave that spoke the common tongue, and my favorite scene in this one was when she was on the ship and Sam was on the other ship, and she found Dia. Did she toot again? I can't smell right now. Marley.
I didn't say anything that time. You just saw my face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You wanted her in here?
I did. I love my girl. Okay, keep going. She's
She's just napping.
that toucan is just pointed literally right here at the
She's
edge
an
of the
old
table.
lady.
And it just,
Be nice.
and he only is just like a couple whiffs where it's just, uh-oh.
I'm
there it
so
is.
glad
Okay.
I can't smell right now. I'm so stuffy.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going to miss that toucan one day, so.
enjoy it while you can.
Okay.
My favorite part was when she found Dia and she had asked who out of the slaves had spoke the common tongue. And she had previously asked, acting like, oh, he'll fetch a higher price. But when she was on the ship explaining the plan to them and how they had to stay below decks, but all the crew was tied up, but there were theirs to use to get out of the bay. I don't know, that part was, and then everyone was translating for everyone else. It was pretty cool to me.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay. The Assassin and the Healer. Any initial thoughts on that one?
I think that there was a lot of things that were happening in it that progressed the story from a historic standpoint, where it made us learn things about the story and the people that were doing the things.
So, for example, would that be like Irene, her parents or her mom was basically killed because she was a healer, even though magic had been erased by that point?
That is pretty much what I just said. So, yes.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so that's one example. Cool. I think one part that stuck out to this with me was that Selena had mentioned that when she was a child, she wanted to be a healer. So it's kind of ironic that instead of
Was she a sweet child?
a sweet child,
Mhm.
I guess you'll find out in other books.
Sweet child, child of mine. Sorry. Okay, I'll cut that out.
You don't have to.
Keep going.
But as a child, she wanted to be a healer. And it's kind of ironic that her life took such a drastic turn. And Irina's right here, or Urine or Irene, however they pronounce in the books. She's over here kind of freaking out because life is being taken in front.
Freak out. Don't. Freak out. Sorry. Song lyrics. Keep going.
She's internally freaking out because the mercenaries are killed in front of her in the alleyway. She would rather them be dead than attacking her, but she's in a way against it because she wants to be a healer. And her mother was a healer, and all life is precious. So it's kind of ironic that Selena wanted to be one, and she turned out to be an assassin. But that's how she's had to survive. So, once Selena had saved Irene the first time, they were in her little cubby of a room, and Selena was talking to her about what she wanted to do with her life. And she was surprised that Irene wanted to come back to the continent to be a healer for the people there, because the continent had taken so much from her. And that's when she decided to train her to defend herself after she had said that. Because she believed, as we saw in her note that she left her, that the world needs more healers, especially their continent, because so much is going on with Ardalin's rule. Also, in this novella, we get to hear or read how badly she was beaten by Arabin for disobeying him about in Skulls Bay about the slave trade. And that was pretty drastic if she was still bruised up by then and up until the next novella, because that's weeks of travel.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah. But they're assassins. They know how to inflict pain and leave marks.
That's what I thought too.
So after she was taught to defend herself, Irene went to her room, and this is after she proved she could defend herself in a controlled environment. That part was funny because her reaction when Selena had said that is probably something I would have thought, like, are you insane? That was controlled. Someone had a knife to my throat. And it was just funny to me. But when she returned, that's when she had found the pouch of gold and then the brooch, however you say it, brooch, and her bag with that note from Selena. And the note had been for wherever, it had said on page 113, for wherever you need to go, and then some. The world needs more healers. After she found that, pulling up a page, so forgive me.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
About what?
Just what you were just saying. That's my opinion too.
I didn't really have an opinion yet. After that, after she had gotten the brooch on page 113, Irene was like, the gods had vanished, her mother had once claimed, but had they? Had it been some god who had visited tonight, clothed in the skin of a battered young woman? Or had it merely been their distant whispers that prompted the stranger to walk down that alley? She would never know, she supposed. And maybe that was the whole point. Wherever you need to go. Gods or fate or just pure coincidence and kindness, it was a gift. This was a gift. The world was wide open, and hers for the taking if she dared. And we know she dared.
Mm-hmm.
And then on 115, right after that, we get Selena's POV about leaving that pouch. That was the dog. And she had said she'd planned to leave some coins for Irene anyway, if only because she was certain the innkeeper would make Irene pay for those bandages. But Selena had stood in front of that wooden door to the bedroom, listening to her wash her clothes in the nearby kitchen. She found herself unable to turn away, unable to stop thinking about the would-be healer with the brown gold hair and caramel eyes, of what Irene had lost and how helpless she'd become. There were so many of them. The children who had lost everything to Ardalan. Children who had now grown into assassins and barmaids without a true place to call home, their native kingdoms left in ruin and ash. Magic had been gone all these years, and the gods were dead, or simply didn't care anymore. Yet there, deep in her gut, was a small but insistent tug. A tug on a strand of some invisible web. So Selena decided to tug back, just to see how far and wide the reverberations would go. It was a matter of moments to write that note and then stuff most of her gold into the pouch. So it's funny that Irene was thinking about the gods and how her mom said they had disappeared, but then she was questioning, were they really gone? Or did they just come in forms of battered assassins? She didn't know she was an assassin, but battered young women. And then the next page, we see Selena saying she felt a tug and she decided to tug back. So that part, you will find as we go on is very, it's like a small detail that ends up being important because all of the characters that become central to the storyline, they all have some type of God following them, pushing them in certain directions to make the story happen. So it's funny that that is where it starts with that tug with Irene.
The other day I woke up, got out of bed, and I felt a tug. I was like, oh, my back.
Oh, that was me after I planted the garden. I was like, oh, my back. Yeah, we're getting old. Cool. Anything to say about the assassin and the healer?
No, but that's the way I felt too about it. About the people in the story, progressing it, doing the tasks the way that you presented it is how I feel as well.
Okay. So the next one is the assassin in the desert. What are your initial thoughts on the assassin in the desert? That was the one with the Ansel and the silent assassins. I'm sorry I cannot talk tonight.
Yeah, I thought that it was pretty silent and pretty hot, and I felt the same way about them there as I did about them elsewhere progressing the story. So I think story is good.
Story good. Yes. Okay. So we meet Ansel and we meet the silent assassins. A lot of them have taken vows of silence. Some of them are permanent, some of them aren't. And then there are also people that have gone to the silent assassins to train with them because they were born without being able to talk. So it's like their own little community. And the biggest takeaway I have from this is when the mute master had told Selena,
Mute Master Flex. Sorry,
Mute
that's
Master?
that's like a 80s hip hop name.
oh, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But it could be Mute Master Flex.
Well, he had told her on page 225 that they do not abuse their disciples in the desert. And Arabin makes Selena pay back a fortune that he forced her to borrow. And for saving his life, that's when he gifted her the chunks of gold to buy her freedom. But I love how the mute master caught that as soon as he saw her. And then when Selena flinched a couple of times when he put his hand on her chin, or his hand was coming to her chin to direct her gaze to him, like she would flinch. And he would sadly smile. And so he clocked that like right away. Definitely with the bruises that still lingered on her face. But I love that he pointed that out. Like, he makes you pay back a small fortune that he forced you to borrow. It's like, that's right, Mute Master.
What Mute Master Flex, what type of clock did he have?
He clocked it.
He
saw it.
Like Flava Flav with a giant clock on his neck?
Sure. Sure.
Sorry. I think the story was really good. Okay. Back to Mute Master Flex.
So
Keep
it's funny because out of all the novellas, The Assassin in the Desert is my least favorite. Least favorite. I don't know why. It was just my least favorite. It's always been my least favorite, but it's still pretty good. Another part that I really liked is when Mikhail asks if she deserved the beating. And her answer was like, it depends on who's telling the story. If my master was telling the story, then yes, I disobeyed him, blah, blah, blah. But if the over 200 slaves I freed were telling the story, then no, I don't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. And everyone went silent. How she worded that was pretty cool. So Ansel, She's Selena's first like real friend because she never really had a friend. She's only had like competition.
You've got a friend in me.
Do, do, do. You got a friend in me. But because of that, that is why Ansel had sent her into the desert drugged with Casada, the horse that she had helped steal. So she wouldn't be there when when Ansel and Lord Beric's men attacked the silent assassins. So in a way, yes, they were true friends.
Could you imagine like attacking like a deaf community? That's insane.
They all weren't deaf.
Deaf?
Deaf.
Oh, he said death.
No, they all weren't deaf. But yeah, that would be insane.
You go to school for the mute. You're like, they're like, "Meh."
Babe.
Sorry, I listen to bad podcast. I have bad influences. I gotta cut that. I don't have to cut that out. This is my podcast. Keep going, boo.
But though she was her friend throughout this, Ansel did say a lot of little side comments that were kind of questionable. And one of them was on page... Where was I? I just saw it. Where is it? Oh, page 146. Ansel teases that they all have their own secret agenda. All the assassins there. She teases that. And then the next time, or basically right after that, Lord Beric's men attack. And then every time she visits, she seems happier and happier, even though she's not training with the mute master like Selena is. So there's just some sketchy parts. But there was someone that we met in this one. It was the merchant.
Was it Gretel?
Gretel?
There was Ansel. Is that who we met?
You're like on a roll tonight.
I am. I'm sorry. I listened to it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be quiet. This is a really good book. I really like it. 1 out of 2 stars. But like,
you're the comedic relief.
I held it in half the pod. Okay, keep going.
But
I'm gonna hold the rest in. Keep going.
no. Do you remember meeting the merchant in Exandria? And he was on his way to the southern continent, but his ship didn't leave for 2 days.
He just popped up behind you.
He's been trying to play with my hair because it's getting longer. And it's like... No, he's not going to pop up. But that merchant, do you remember what he gave her? Spider silk.
Oh, yeah. Everything has a cost.
You
I
remembered.
remember the whole book. It just sucks. I mean, sorry. No, the whole book's really good. People do things and the story progresses and the story is there.
Yeah, but he gives her a 6 by 6 inch words, a 6 by 6 inch piece of spider silk as a reminder that everything has a cost.
Is that what saved that dude later?
Yes. We'll get into that.
Bet. See, I remember.
But it's funny because you meet this really small side character and all we know is that he's a merchant. He should be in his 20s, but he looks like he's in his 40s, and he gave her spider silk. And you meet him And it's like, oh, I can forget about him. He gave her spider silk, and that helped protect Sam later on. But guess what? He may come back.
Nice.
Cool.
So,
Spoiler.
question for you.
Yeah.
If you were given the opportunity to have all the riches in the world.
Yeah.
For 20 years of your life, would you do it?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Why
Because
not?
you only have one life. And you want to spend as much of it as you can living. What about you? Would you?
No, because knowing my luck, they'd be like, yeah, like 20 years. I'm like, sure, let's do it. And then I die because they'd be like, you're going to die in 10 years anyway. I'm like, oh, crud. So, no, I don't know. I don't think I would.
Yeah.
But, that raised a really good question about like how he said he thought it was going to go to the end of his life and just shorten it. But instead, they took 20 years out of the middle of it. And he progressed from 20 to 45 or 25 to 45 or whatever he said. But that did raise a really good question about if if you were presented with our opportunity, what would you do?
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing is like
Going back into my head.
the only way he can get those years back is if the Stygian spider that took his years and gave him the silk, only if she is killed. And that's why he was talking to Selena too. He was like, you're an assassin. And she's like, hit me up if you're ever back in Rifthold. And it's funny because he asks her.
Hit me up if you need some bodies.
And this is for the people that have read these books. He asks her to go to the Rune Mountains to slay the spider for him. And the Rune Mountains are called the Rune Mountains. And there's another character in the Massiverse called Rune Danon. Yay. So just side note for the people who like the Massiverse. Cool. Okay. Rune Danon. Yeah. Okay, so we basically went over everything in there, even if I said it before we got to the assassin in the desert. So now let's go to the assassin in the underworld. So when she gets back, we actually get to interact with Arabin. And he is a manipulative person. I could say a lot of mean things, but we're on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts of Arabin?
I thought he was manipulative, and there was a lot of things that I could say about him, but we're on a podcast. So.
Okay. Sounds good. So he continued to give her gifts and gifts and gifts. And when she first returned, she was ready to say, here's my money. I don't owe you anything. And he held up that finger, acted like he was going through his paperwork, even though he had a party upstairs. So he knew she was in town, and he basically set up that whole scene to throw her off her game. And throughout this one and the next novella, he uses specific words to kind of irk her, or specific situations, like with Lysandra. We meet Lysandra here. She's kind of reminds me of Caltaine in a way from the first two books. Someone that we seem to not like. So
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, it's one of those girls that you just don't want to be around, right? But some of us know other things. So
insider information.
Yep, insider information. You're going to read some things later on that are going to be great. So one of the gifts that he gives her is the suit from the trinketer / inventor from Melisandre. Words. I read it. I didn't hear it. Sorry. And that was the suit with the blades in it and everything, right? And she asked him to put the spider silk over the heart in one of the suits. And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And then later, Sam gets an arrow to his chest when they're taking out Donovan. And he said, no wonder the suit was so damned expensive. And it's funny because she never told Sam that she had the inventor put that in there. She never told him that she's the reason he's alive in that situation. That's one of her silent gifts and one of her acts of kindness, where she's like, no, he doesn't need to know I put that in there. That was just for her.
That's what I thought too. Then he died.
We're not there yet.
My bad.
I mean, we knew he was going to die from Throne of Glass, but oh, so sad. But one thing I want to point out is in chapter 5, they're at the Harvest Moon party thrown by Leifer, and on page 282, 4 young men join the party in masks. Did you catch that? Who they were?
No.
One was dark-haired, one was light-haired. The light-haired one had a sword and seemed to follow the dark-haired one around. Dark-haired one asked Selena if she wanted to dance. That was Dorian and Kale. So they met Sam, and Dorian, Kale, and Selena don't realize when they all get together in Throne of Glass that they met Sam. It's kind of heartbreaking because they both heard about Sam and how important he was to her in Throne of Glass. She's like, yeah, okay. But I like also in that situation, like, that's when Sam becomes more protective too, because throughout these novellas, we've seen Selena keep thinking about Sam before she actually laid eyes on him again, wondering how he was. She remembered what had happened and how he said, I'd kill you to Aravan when she was being beaten, all that. But in this situation, he goes up to Dorian and says, she's spoken for. And Dorian walks away. So that's another instance of him being like protective because she was drunk then. Yeah, just wanted to point that out. It was a cute little love story, and it's like, oh, Sam.
So we don't know that that's who it was then, though.
Oh, you want me to read it?
No, I don't. But I'm just asking the question, do we know? Did they tell us that it was Dorian?
No, but based off the description, and she knew that they were noblemen looking for a fun night in Rifthold.
But there's no concrete fact saying that was Dorian. You just have to put your little
context clues, yeah.
Little book mind to work.
Yeah. And then Sarah J. Maas doesn't do anything for no reason. She wouldn't have put that scene in there. She would have shown Sam protective in a different way. So.
Type stuff.
Excuse me. When she was caught by the bodyguard, Philip, and tied to the chair in the sewers, and we had a little snippet the day before when they were tracking them, she overheard people saying that Rifthold guards or people were going to flood the sewers to take out all the trash to the Avery. And then the next night he catches her and ties her in the chair in the sewers. That whole scene was crazy. Like, imagine feeling things hit you in water you can't see beneath. It stinks. You have cuts on yourself. And then you're about to drown and you can't get a grate open. Like, that scene was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thought the characters in the scene portrayed the scene well to make the story go forward, and the story was good, so I was like, whoa.
Yeah. The only crappy part about it, though, is...
Ha!
crappy crappy part because she's in the sewer. That was not intentional.
I know, because I just went, ha, and then you had to think about it for a split second and said, I made it funny. Good job, Boo. Everybody, this is my Boo. This is what I live with every day. This is Boo.
Boo. Okay. Okay.
Crappy sewers. Yeah. Okay. What else you
That
got?
would be crappy. Okay. But she said, take my body home to Terrace and Sam because she thought she was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you get to that point, it's like if you were in a situation like that and you were away from your homeland and that was your final wish, I don't know. It hit for me. It hit. Okay. So after Sam tells her he loves her on accident, it burst from him. And she basically tells him she has feelings for him back and she would choose him over Arabin. On page 315, in the silence of her bedroom, she swore an oath to the moonlight that if Sam were hurt, no force in the world would hold her back from slaughtering everyone responsible. That's a real good foreshadowing right there. Just wanted to point it out. But when she finally catches the partner that Donovan was hanging out with or meeting with, and she saw his documents, that's when she started to question if Philip was telling the truth. Like, she didn't know what was really going on. And it was horrible that Arabin had lied to her about the job. And that was his additional punishment for costing him so much money in Skulls Bay. Because it wasn't Donovan trying to set up a slave trade. He was trying to stop it and set up safe houses.
Killed the wrong person.
Yep. That was horrible. And now the assassin in the Empire. There are a couple of things I want to point out, and then we're basically done. After they fight about him fighting in the fighting pits, he comes up behind her and hugs her, and he smells like her lavender soap. And he had said, I just want to be with you. And all she could smell was her expensive lavender soap. And then when she tries to continue to argue, even though she's not really arguing, she tries to say, and you use my lavender soap. Don't ever do that. And then Sam kisses her to cut her off. And then when she is laying next to his body after he passes, she made a point to say he smelled like that cheap soap I made him use. She was thinking that, and it makes you think, like, what is worth it to keep your loved one from, like, I don't know, like, using. Like, if you want to use my shampoo, I let you use my shampoo.
So that's what I was thinking about the whole time, because I actually used it this morning when I heard that. And
You did?
I did. And I wanted to tell you that new Korean shampoo that we got is really nice.
It's nice. It's made my hair grow really long.
But it is the age old for millennials and stuff. Age old joke of, he got out of the shower not smell like my stuff and not his 20-in-1 deodorant, hair care, body care, oil care.
See, it's funny. If I could get something like that for me, I would. But everything that's like that is only for guys.
Yeah,
that I found, and I don't like
all
the
same
smells.
stuff.
Yeah, that's like.
But every now and then I want to feel fancy. I want to feel cute.
Well, you can use my stuff.
Feel it. It's really soft. I did use it this morning. Even put on the baby beard, made it soft.
The baby beard.
But to hear that, I was like, hey, our new shampoo is really nice. Okay. Story is really good.
Just know lavender soap is going to come up again. And it's really sad. But
lavender soap 17.
It's strawberry wine 17. Hot July moon.
Hot July shower. In between.
Um,
The first scent of life. Lavender. Sorry.
Another point I want to point out is that chapter 3, Sam wants to keep Selena away from Farron, the sadistic one, and says he'll take him out while Selena takes out Jane later. He said, I found this client, so we're doing it.
Wait, who said? Jane said? Jane
Sam.
said. Sam's done with Sergio. Sorry. I'm my
bad.
bad.
Staying so long. I found this client, so we're doing it my way. If it's because I'm responsible for this hire and because you don't always get to make the rules. Page 369.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. Okay, book's really good. Story's good. Character good.
No, listen.
Boo's doing a good job. Go, Boo.
We
got this, JD.
Yeah, we're
Come
almost
on.
there.
We got this.
So he said that. And this is the first time she is letting someone other than Arabin or herself, well, other than herself, because Arabin just gives her the client, but this is the first time she's letting someone else direct what she does. She typically makes the plans for her contracts, you know? And the first time she lets someone else take the lead, he gets killed. Sam dies. And that we're going to see something about her and planning in the future. And this is why. This is why. I'm not going further into that. Just know that this is why. And it is so sad. It's not sad, but it is sad that Sam had such an impact on her that it affects the rest of these books. And then after Arabin had asked if Sam asked Selena, after Arabin asked Selena if Sam knows about where she came from, and she wants to tell Sam who she is, but instead she asks him what his deepest secret is. And he loved her. That was it. Her, she's a coward. And that's what Nahima had called her, by the way. And Sam tells her when he's afraid, he tells himself, my name is Sam Cortland, and I will not be afraid. And the first time we see her, or the second time we see her use that, it was the second time, is when she is sobbing in the carriage or the prison wagon. It was the prison wagon. And she was sobbing because of Sam. She was sobbing because of his death. And she'd never be ready for Endovier. And then she felt a breeze, and the breeze smelled like pine and snow, which is what Terracin smells like. And she thought she must stand up or she would be broken before she ever got inside Endovier. And that was the second time she said, my name is Selena Sardothian, and I will not be afraid. And you saw in Throne of Glass, she kept saying, my name is Selena Sardothian, and I will not be afraid. Then you saw it in Crown of Midnight. So already his impact is seen later in her life.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Side note, the only time we have seen her in the 3 books we've read look into the king's eyes is when she had her trial and when she had her request of make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he sent her to Endovier instead. And the last thing I want to talk about is Farron and Arabin standing on the roof watching her prison wagon leave Rifthold. Do you remember that scene?
Mm-mm.
So they watch her prison wagon leave, and Arabin had planned to save her at the butchering block. That's what his plan had been. That's what Farron said.
I remember the king saying that when she said make it quick, he was like, "Oh, you want to die? You're not going to die then." I was spraying at my kettle when that was happening, and then the next day she was like, it was like gray. It was like several weeks later. Like it took several days or weeks or something to get out to where it was.
Yeah, it takes a couple weeks.
I missed the little part about somebody watching it. Sorry.
That's okay. This is where we hear.
But I agree with them.
No, you don't.
Story's bad.
No.
No, I don't agree with them then. Yeah, I don't agree with them.
Selena was wondering who set me up. It wasn't Wesley. He tried to warn her. And then here you see Arabin say, or Farron asks why he did it. Why did he set Selena up? Why did he say you can kill Sam? Also, I could get my new crown as the crime lord of Rifthold. Because he accepted it so he could be the top dog instead of number 2. And Arabin said, because I don't like to share my belongings. Meaning his belonging is Selena.
Mm.
He didn't want to share her or lose her to Sam. So he had Sam killed.
As any good man would.
We hate Arabin.
Oh, I mean, as
And she is not a belonging.
Right, you're right. So,
Even though she told him, you don't own me anymore after she paid him off because that was their whole thing.
Yeah, she bought herself. So, yeah, you don't own me.
But, Arabin, just take my... We don't like Arabin.
I agree with you.
He could fall off a cliff.
Yeah, did you hear that? Go fall off a cliff.
Yeah. But, yeah, he doesn't like sharing his belongings. That's why he had Sam killed. And doesn't care that Selena's being shipped off to Endovier. Stupid. Okay. So, excuse me. What was your rating for the novellas?
Let's go back to the original. I'll give it a 1.
Cool. So if I like this better than Throne of Glass, so if I had no knowledge of it and I've read it for the first time, it'd be a 2.9. But with my knowledge, it's a 3.9. Now, my question to you is, do you want a break from the series or do you want to read something different? Reword that.
Yes, please do.
Do you
reword
want a
that.
break from the series and to read something different, or do you want to keep going to the next one?
I would like a break, at least for a week. I just need a week for my mind to get off of this.
That's okay. This is a lot, and it's not your cup of tea.
It's not.
So, do you want to see what else I picked out in case you needed a break?
Kind of worried.
I think you'll like this one. So, we are going to read. You picked this out, by the way. I've never read this. I don't know if you have or not. I think maybe you have. But we're going to read Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Okay.
So, do you want to read what it's about?
Good refresh. Yeah, I can try.
I've never read this, so. Have you read this?
Excuse me. Yes. Read. No, I have listened.
That's why you wanted me to read it.
Yes.
Because you've listened to it. Okay.
Because you said if you read it, I get to keep it, and it goes in my collection.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, yeah, boo, you should
I
read
really still kind of want to steal your Charlemagne the God book. Because that one was really good.
What do you mean steal it?
Like, put it on my shelf. I won't. Okay, go. Read. Tell us what this one's about.
That's my book.
It was so good.
David Goggins is a being of pure will and inspiration. Just listening to this guy talk makes you want to run a mountain. I firmly believe people like him can change the course of the world just by inspiring us to push harder and dig deeper in everything we do. His goal to be uncommon amongst uncommon people is something we can all use to propel ourselves to fulfill our true potential. I'm a better man having met him. Joe Rogan, stand-up comedian and host of the JRE.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
I always think of Fear Factor.
Yeah. OGJRE. Then somebody else said, David Goggins lives out every goal, every dream, no matter what. Period. He's unstoppable. There's no limit to him because he doesn't live in a comfort zone. His mental and physical capacity are equal. Goggins proves that your body can handle anything if you put your mind to it. I messed that up. Anything if you let your mind keep up. Should have just kept rolling with it. Nobody would have known. There's no way to stop something or someone that doesn't understand the concept of being beat. Marcus Luttrell, retired Navy SEAL, author of New York Times bestseller Lone Survivor. Also have that. Okay, so those were the blurbs. So this book, Can't Hurt Me, says, for David Goggins, childhood was a nightmare. Poverty, prejudice, and physical abuse. I'm going to try that again. For David Goggins, childhood was a nightmare. Poverty, prejudice, and physical abuse colored his days and haunted his nights. But through self-discipline, mental toughness, and hard work, Goggins transformed himself into from a depressed overweight young man who with no future in the U.S. Armed Forces to one of the world's top endurance athletes. The only man in history to complete elite training as a Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, and Air Force Tactical Air Controller, he went on to set records in numerous endurance events, inspiring Outside Magazine to name him the fittest real man in America. In Can't Hurt Me, he shares his astonishing life story and reveals that most of us tap into only 40% of our capabilities. Another one I should just roll through. I'll get better. Goggins calls the 40% rule, and his story illuminates a path that anyone can follow to push past pain, demolish fear, and reach their full potential. David Goggins is a retired Navy SEAL and has completed in more than 60 ultramarathons, triathlons, and ultra triathlons, setting new course records and regularly placing in the top 5. A former Guinness World Record holder for completing 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours, he is a much sought-after public speaker who shared his shared his story with the staffs of Fortune 500 companies, professional sports teams, and hundreds of thousands of students across the country.
So he's a robot?
Pretty much, because this dude...
How can you do that?
He will mess his knee up, his legs up, everything up, and just keep going. Right here, look, I just opened it up. In the form of pain and exhaustion, but also fear and insecurity. And it uses all those to encourage us to not stop before we risk it all. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to absolutely control. Unlike the governor in our engine, ours can stop us unless we buy into some bullshit and agree to quit.
I like how you got so excited reading that.
Yeah.
And this whole podcast, you're like, yeah, I agree with you.
Well, because that story had characters that progressed the story really well, that I agreed with everything that you said because,
Well, do we, so the question is, do we like Arabin?
No.
Good job. Okay.
We don't.
I'm excited to read this.
Okay, so this
How
one.
long is it?
I'm about to tell you. This one
I should have looked.
Okay. 363 pages if we read the page about the author.
Oh, that's
362. So, and also it's kind of big text.
Oh yeah, that's big.
And there's pictures.
Oh.
Not too many pictures.
Wow. That was him as
Yes.
a big guy?
Yep. He used to do like pest control and all this
He
stuff
seems
when
so
he was
fit
like
there
big.
too,
and
though.
he
He's like,
really transformed himself, and I take it as inspiration. I don't run marathons. I ran in high school, but
you did the rugged maniac. And then
yeah,
you
but
did
that's not an
this-
ultra. That's totally different. You will figure it out. That's totally different in this. But I ran in high school, did all that stuff, but like just listening to his story, I'm like, man, even though I don't do all that stuff now, it still pushes me to do things in my mind and like pass that.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay.
Well, hopefully.
Cameras are dying. People appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.
You got
Happy
anything else?
Mother's Day.
Follow us.
Give us book recommendations for when JD needs another break.